All right, people. Happy Sunday. I'm just focusing in here. Please stay focused on me when I walk away. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I am just wrapping up, not really the night, I would say, but I spent the day at my parents' doing some laundry. I don't have a washer and dryer in my studio apartment, so it's either that or go to the laundromat or pay some coin to do like one of those delivery services thing. So it's always good seeing my parents. I like going out there and hanging out with them and seeing their dogs and seeing the house and stuff. So it's always good going out there. But went out there, busted out some laundry. And yeah, it was a good day. My girlfriend stayed the weekend, as I mentioned and talked about in my last couple of videos. Made some bomb as frick, not lasagna, I don't even know why I almost said lasagna. Risotto on Friday night. I've never made risotto before, and it came out freaking spectacular. It wasn't that hard, I guess, but you know, it's always fun trying something new and then freaking smashing it out of the ballpark. It's always a good ass feeling. So there were no leftovers on Friday night. I made risotto. I made some garlic parmesan risotto with some lime, like zested chicken thighs. It was very, very good. I kind of think the chicken thighs were like, I got pre-marinated ones. I normally marinate. I like to marinate my own meat, but I don't. Yeah. So I mean, they got the pre-marinated ones, and they just were kind of weird. The texture felt weird. Like I know I cooked them all the way, but they had like this weird, like still kind of rubbery feel about it. I don't know. It was not. I wasn't super big on the chicken. My girlfriend loved it though, and you know what? At the end of the day, that's all that matters. But today was laundry, and what I'm going to talk about, and I feel like the kind of like main pillar of my channel is sort of about, I guess, is I wanted to talk about how I lost all of my weight. And you might be thinking, whoa, you lost weight? Yes. Not only do I just talk about it all the freaking time, but it was actually something I did. But no, actually, I grew up, for those of you who don't know, I grew up super overweight. Not like morbidly obese or anything, but overweight my entire life. I was always probably like 80 pounds, 80 to 100 pounds overweight. So pretty decent size. But I was active and all that kind of stuff, and I was like a funny kid, so I feel like I sort of had this like mask or like pretend mindset of like, it doesn't bother me. I'm still like a happy guy, blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, yeah, I feel like everyone has an experience with not liking the way they look, especially when you're a kid, you know, growing up in middle school and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, like I remember just like watching movies and stuff, and I feel like this is probably a super relatable experience for teens and tweens and all that kind of stuff. But like watching like Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man in 2012 and being like, oh, I want to look like that, blah 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 blah, but just being like fat and not being able to do it, or like not feeling like I could do certain cosplays because I was overweight and all that kind of stuff. All of that is all in your head. If any of you guys feel that kind of thing, you should just do whatever the heck you want. But at the same time, I'm also an advocate for being healthy and liking the way that you look and not, you know, lying to yourself about it like I did for freaking almost 20 years of my life. So yeah, it's important to love your body, but I think it's also important to love your body enough to want what's best for it. And I don't think slamming sleeves of Oreos at midnight is what's best for it, which is, and I'm not even trying to call anybody out. That's something that I used to do. So if you can relate to that, been there. Absolutely been there. I know the mental anguish that you feel after doing stuff like that. I know how it feels to binge eat. Sometimes it's something that I still struggle with, to be honest. But yeah, love yourself, love your body, but enough to want to take care of it. I think that's kind of like my big motto. But as long as you're content. Well, no, I guess not as long as you're content. As long as you're... I mean, is love in your life the same thing as being content? I don't know. Content sort of, in a way, feels like a cop-out. Like, content feels like, no, I'm good. It sort of just feel like it's good. It's a good thing. Like, I guess I'd want someone to be, like, exhilaratedly happy as opposed to content. I don't know. I'm just freaking rambling now. But I was overweight when I was 15 years old. I was around 240 pounds. And I hadn't really gone through like puberty super crazy yet, so that was just like chub. That wasn't like adult meat. I don't know how to word it, but you know what I mean. And yeah, it was rough. So I'll tell you what I did and how I lost my weight. And then I'm going to tell you what I think you should do if you are wanting to lose fat or just want to get in better shape or make some life changes and that kind of thing. So what I did when I was 15 years old was pretty much like hop on all the internet fads of that time. So it would have been like 2015, 2016. And I mean, it's not that super long ago, but like all this stuff of like get a six-pack before the pool party and like all of that kind of stuff. That was like still totally around then, and like getting 5-minute abs, all that type of shit. Still totally prevalent. So doing all that kind of BS like in my room, all kinds of sit-ups and push-ups and at-home workouts. What I would say, a fantastic at-home piece of workout equipment that I think anybody should have, well, no matter what like their goal or interest may be, is rings. A pair of gymnast rings. I think there's a specific name for them. I am blanking on it. But like those classic TRX rings that you can just hang from like the rafters in your garage. That's what you need. Because you can do all kinds of freaking body weight exercises, weighted exercises if you get a belt, but pretty much all the amount of stuff that you can do with a pair of rings is pretty insane. And once I had the rings in my garage, I was actually going through this book. Where is it? Oh, it might be at my parents' house still. Let me see. I thought I brought it here, though. I was going through... Oh, I do have it. This book right here. The Bruce Lee book, The Tao of Jeet Kune Do. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, for those of you who don't know. But I was very into, like, once I had kind of started losing weight and stuff, I wanted to be, like, get better at, like, Taekwondo and sparring and all that kind of stuff. So I was looking at, like, all of Bruce Lee's workouts, and that's where I found a lot of the ring stuff. And also a lot of running. I was doing a crap ton of running and just kind of being like more conscious of what I ate. Like I wouldn't say I was dieting necessarily in the first sort of phase. It was more so just like being more conscious as like when I was full, I would stop eating. Like it was a big thing for me to binge eat, like I mentioned. So like just being like, okay, I am full, I do not need food, bam, I will stop eating. That was kind of like a big mindset shift for me. And that was pretty much it. I discovered kind of lifting and all that sort of stuff like a year and a half after that when I was around 17 and 18. And that was through a friend of like a friend or like an older brother of a friend. And finding like the classic YouTube influencers for like bodybuilding and fitness, like Juji Mufu, Kellum Von Moger, Sebum, like all the classic 2017, David Lade, like dude. Being a teenager in 2016 and like existing in California around all the time, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, the hype is real. It was pretty freaking awesome. Not to flex and rub it in your face, but I kind of have to just a little bit. It was pretty freaking awesome. But also, I mean, I was super self-conscious and like this weird skinny, fat, chubby, and skinny at the same time body type. So I was not making any freaking like cool lifting edits or anything like that. And I still don't, but I do have a better physique now, but whatever. Yeah, hello, Mrs. Cat. Go eat your dinner. Go eat your dinner, stinker. For now, or not for now. Now I have to do the arduous process of putting on the duvet cover, and I freaking hate putting on the duvet cover. So if I just like stop talking or something, it's because I'm very locked in or frustrated or both. Actually, I'll start with the pillowcases. You get away from my hamper, Stinky. That's my hamper. You guys want to see my? You guys want to meet my cat? You want to meet my cat? This is Ophelia. I adopted her about a month ago. She is my life. Say hoi. Say hoi. I'll go put you down. She doesn't super like being picked up. She's okay with it, but she likes snuggling too, like at night and all that kind of stuff. Your claw stuck in my shirt. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. But she's not a big picker-upper. I'm kind of like, I've been trying to like sort of try to get her used to being picked up and just be nice and gentle with her and give her treats and stuff and whenever I do it. But anywho, that's pretty much what I did. I ran a crap ton and did some at-home workouts with the rings. And I sort of just had a general, wasn't dieting or anything, but just had a slightly higher conscious about how much I was eating with each meal. And I think that's huge. I think that's a huge shift that's like really not that hard to make. And it was kind of just like an internal click of just like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not hungry. I guess I don't really have to eat the rest of this food or all these leftovers and all that kind of stuff. I don't have to eat the rest of the mac and cheese that's on the stove or... Yeah, so if you guys take away anything from this kind of first part of the video, I would want it to be that. Make that slight conscious little mindset shift of just, you know what, I actually don't need to eat the rest of these freaking peanut butter crackers right now. Just because there's a perfect amount of left in the sleeve or something. Like you don't need to BS yourself. It's all good. Somebody else will eat the peanut butter crackers. And yeah, and then my experience with bodybuilding and lifting has been like such a roller coaster and stuff. A roller coaster of awesomeness, you know, all mostly good stuff. I would say the really only main roller coaster part is when I freaking didn't work out or diet or anything for 2 years freaking straight, almost 3 years, because I was moved out for the first time and was living with not gonna say what kind of person, but a not good one. No, that's what I was gonna say. They were not a good person. I was living with a not good person. So I doubt they are watching these videos. They were not a good person. Yeah, dude, I was just in a bad... But again, I cannot blame my choices or my actions on anyone else. I chose to not work out or do anything like that. And yeah. But now, fast forward, that wasn't like super long ago. That was like 2021 to 2023. And then 2023, June of 2023 and onward, I've been locked back into my former self. And it's been freaking fantastic. Come on, I'm going to be, so what are you doing? You can go under the bed. That's fine. Go under the bed. Dude, what was I freaking yapping about? Oh, yeah. But now, what I think the biggest thing you guys should do with all my current experience after having lost, that initial time was about 70 pounds, but I've gained and lost 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, multiple times over and over again through bulks or cuts or just straight up getting fat again and then losing the weight. So I've got a bit of experience in this kind of wheelhouse. The biggest thing, and that I wish I took more seriously when I got into all this stuff, would just be counting your calories. I've mentioned it before. I'm gonna freaking keep mentioning it, guys, because I feel like I keep hearing people talking about not knowing what to do with their fitness goals, or they feel like they're just stuck, and whether it's coworkers or friends or family members, you guys, I can't take it anymore. I can't take people asking me the same question over and over again when I've already told them the answer, because the answer's not gonna change. You need to count your freaking calories. It's as simple as that. When you know what you're putting inside of your body, you know what to stop putting inside of your body, or you know how to limit it, or you know how much energy you should burn to offset all that stuff that you're putting inside your body. That's the biggest thing. Count your calories. Even if you don't find out how many calories you should be losing to lose weight, which is take your body weight, multiply it by 14 to 16, and then subtract 300 to 500. That is all based off of memory from a website I used like 10 years ago. Look up TDEE calculator. That's the specific website. Or you can just do calorie calculator website. A very simple Google search, a 2-word Google search, and you will find the calculator I'm talking about. But even if you're don't have that goal yet, just count the calories. It's interesting and fun to see what exactly you're consuming and how many calories you're eating. You could be like, dude, holy crap, I'm putting 300 calories of ketchup on my eggs every morning. I didn't even know that. You could just maybe switch that out for sugar-free ketchup, and then boom, you lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks. It's really simple. It might not be easy. Dude, it's not easy for me all the time. I still totally have cravings. I still totally want to binge eat and do freaking stupid crap with my diet all the time. And sometimes I still do. I still totally do. I ate almost an entire sleeve of marshmallow cookies 2.5 weeks ago with my girlfriend when we got some. So I'm 100% not trying to be I'm the pinnacle of I'm the prime example of why you gotta. No, dude, absolutely not. Okay, no, we are putting on the sheets. I don't want you on them. I don't want you on them. Behold, my creature. So please, just count your calories, guys. Calories in, calories out. That is the only diet, quote unquote, that you should follow. CICO. You should check it out. It's the only way you will ever lose weight. Because it's like the mother diet, like keto, the Pacific diet, the Southwest diet, whatever diet you guys are doing. It only works because you're eating less calories than you're burning. It's calories in, calories out. And I'm not saying this is just for the sake of an example, but you could eat let's say you need to eat 2,000 calories to lose a pound of body fat a week. You could eat 2,000 calories of freaking McDonald's M&M McFlurries, and technically that math would math out, and you would still lose weight. You'd probably feel like freaking garbage, and the weight may just come right back after you get off that diet because it's not sustainable at all, but it would work. So please don't do the McDonald's McFlurry diet, I beg you. But yeah, if the fat kid who knew nothing about any of this, and had to go through it on his own, can do it, then you guys absolutely can. We're in a world where so much stuff is documented and out there, and I guess honestly that's a good and a bad thing. There's so much information out there where it's heck yeah, that's awesome. Back in even 20 years ago, nobody had access to probably 70% of the lifting and nutrition information that we do now. That's just at our fingertips because we have phones. But at the same time, it's there's so much of it. It's what do I follow? People are saying one thing is BS. And I guess that's to speak to that too. I'm not saying if you're doing keto or anything, you're doing BS or all no, you do what works for you. If you're losing weight with doing keto, bro, excellent work. Keep doing freaking keto. I'm absolutely not trying to discredit that, but I'm just trying to explain that's why keto and that kind of stuff works, because you're burning more calories than you lose. You could just do that without having to do keto. But keto is a nice way to just have the specific recipes and all that kind of stuff to do that. So I get it. It's all good. But yeah, count your calories, guys. Count your calories. There's that one indie song where there's a line in that. I feel like I should know that given my age and demographic, but I don't. Yeah, okay, the sheet is on the bed, guys. Boo-yah. The Sandevistan, little side note, really quick, is still coming along great. I haven't worked on it since I showed it to you guys yesterday, so not really I'm not going to pull it back out. But yes, in this instance, I'm going to work on some more dry brushing. I have all of my craft stuff just over here. I meant to print out some more templates so I can make some more of these. Because I feel like I kind of rushed when I cut the first template out. So I feel like some of the shapes and stuff are uneven. But count your calories. Second other thing I would say is whether you're in the gym or you're doing your home workouts or anything, just go hard. Make it intense. The only person you're BSing when you're that was a good workout, or even though it really wasn't, or oh yeah, man, I think I'll call it there. I couldn't possibly do any more. The only person you're cheating is yourself. You know, it took me a long time to kind of realize that, but you know, sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes you don't always want to be freaking getting all sweaty and stuff. I think that for me, that's kind of changed and stuff. That the more I've done it and gotten confident and seen results with it, but go hard, guys. The only person you are cheating out of results is your freaking self. Don't freaking take 5 years out of your lifting journey or whatever like I did to just have to figure all this out, which I would never trade my experience for the world. It would be cool to go back and start lifting over again, but with all of the knowledge that I have now. That would be pretty sick. But you know what? I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to say there. That just would be straight up cool. Count your calories. Go hard in the gym. And when you're full, stop eating. That is advice from a professional former fat kid. I can tell you that right now. So, advice from a former fat child. I don't know, it's kind of all got brought up in my head, I guess, because I took a picture and posted it on my Instagram. Maybe I'll post it in the community section out here. But it is the best picture I've ever taken of myself physique-wise. And I was just dude, this is I feel very proud of myself. And I have talked to a lot of people, or coworkers will stop me or whatever, and dude, oh man, I wish I could look like that, blah, blah, blah. And it's not, I just eat bowls of ground beef and hang out. I don't know. If it seems like a lot of people are beating themselves up and stuff over the way they look or the way they feel, when it's a really simple change to make, guys. So, yeah, I don't know. Not to be a freaking youth pastor or someone who's all blah, 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 guys. You just gotta do it. Yeah. I'm just passionate about this stuff. Which kind of also makes me think of another video idea that I want to have, which is that it's okay to be chalant. But I think I'll talk about that tomorrow or something. My girlfriend and I finished Dexter Season 2. Man, it was satisfying. Holy crap, there are some hateable AF characters in that freaking season. And it was satisfying to see one of them go. If you know, you know. Sorry, man, the rustling is probably so bad with the mic in this pillow. I'm sorry, guys. Once I actually start putting on a duvet cover, I'm gonna wrap up the video there because I want to do foam stuff. I want to lock in, And the duvet cover, I'm gonna need all my concentration, dude. So this body pillow is giving me a run for my money too. I'm gonna stop it there. You guys are awesome. Whatever you do, whatever you decide to do it with all of your heart, and you will make me proud. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of the Sunday, and have an awesome week. Okay, bye.